Good morning, everybody. How are you today? Today is May the 31st. It is my daughter's birthday. She turns 19 today, and we are going to be live drawing birds today. I'm actually thinking I want to make a big birthday card for her. Good morning if you are here. Nice of you to join. I'm just cleaning up my desk. I woke up early and then I went back to sleep and then I woke up late and I was late coming down, so I'm just getting ready here. So if you are joining, welcome. I'm gonna grab a big piece of paper because I do want to make a big card, and I want to put 19 birds on here, so that's my plan for today. Good morning, bonjour, Alessandra. And squeaky chair. I'm just gonna do a little bit of a flip through of birds that we have painted together. So we will have a look at those together. Actually, the first book is not something that we painted together, but it was the first year I did birds in December. And then I have other birds somewhere else, which I'm not sure exactly where they are. And I, of course, didn't get down here in time to do a little bit of backtracking. If you're a Patreon, I'm not sure what's happened at the end of this month. Has been like crazy. But I think it's the whole dance and weekends being filled, and so I will put on the Padlet today the new month, and the new month is workspaces. I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing all the workspaces. I don't know. I think I'm in two minds about this one, and I'm really looking forward to doing some portraits. So hopefully I can incorporate portraits into that as well. Hi, C. Hello, Leslie. How are you? So I'm just going to do some flip throughs. There are some birds on the Padlet that we have some of our patrons who have put some birds on. This was back in 2018. So this was birds in December back in 2018. And I feel like my birds have changed a little bit, but I do love the painted backgrounds in this one. And so hopefully today's I can get 19 birds on a card for my daughter because it's her birthday. I'm just looking. So this is the card, how big it's going to be. And I'm going to fit 19 birds on here. We'll see if that happens. So this is the 2018 birds in December, and then I'll do this year's birds in December as well, and we'll see a little bit of a change. So the birds were done in watercolor and the backgrounds were actually done with acrylic paint, because I hadn't yet found acrylic wash. Well, actually maybe this was the beginnings of acrylic wash. But these, at the beginning, these were all, I don't know, I think it's maybe a mix. Maybe I did like the background and then some of the details some of the details were acrylic wash, but the birds were all watercolor. Yeah, really like a lot of color, and I loved doing them. Okay, so we got that one, and then some of us made board books, which I really enjoyed doing as well. And here I used oil pastels for some of the birds. Or were they new colors? I think they were new colors, weren't they? And the backings of the boards, I did acrylic wash and Posca pens. I can't even remember what I used. I think they were Posca pens. And then gessoed the boards because there's that texture which I really like. And that helped with the application of the birds. So this was this past December. Working on a small area was quite difficult for me, I think, just squeezing it in the birds. And I have 2 free pages at the back. All right, and then I was going to show you a couple of, thank you, Alexandra. These are some of my birds which I have on my website for sale still. Actually, they're birds and bowls, so there are some birds and some bowls. And this was part of my 100-day project. You can either buy them just the bird, or you can buy the set. So was this a set? No, this wasn't. Some of them are together and some of them are not together. So for example, this one is together. So I took the bird and used the colors in the bird and created a pattern on the bowl. So they're like a little set that go with each other. So for example, this one, I've got them all upside down. So these, I think this is just half of them. This one, I love this one. Maybe I won't sell this one. But it's nice to see them again, and I do have my Instagram Birds and Bowls if you want to go back and have a look through them on there as well. Yep, Instagram. Anyway, and I wouldn't mind making like some patterns out of all my patterns, because I really love doing them. So this was a 100-day project. I had a lot going on last year where I was doing this 100-day project alongside with the little black dress project and teaching classes as well. This was the February bird, and I just made this one up, just put a pattern on the bird. I like that one too. The little marsh tit with a very simple pattern. Good morning, Marielle. We are going to start painting birds. Okay, I'll stop there, because if not, we will never get painting, and I have 19 birds to draw today. So I may take some of these as inspiration, actually. And I think I'm going to do watercolors today and use a lot of colors, and just grab some, I don't think they need to be actual birds. Like, they don't have to be any specific bird in particular, I don't think. All right, I have a lot of space on my, maybe I will move over so that I have space on that side. And my coffee is almost done. How is everybody this morning? What are you guys up to? Janice says, love all your gorgeous birds. Thank you so much. Good morning, Claire. And Alexandra, yes, it's my daughter's birthday. Thank you for the wishes. She's 19. It's a big birthday here in Canada because now she is legally allowed to drink, which is a little bit earlier than the US, but later than Europe. So all right, let's get started. 19 birds. Do I make them all the same size, or do I make them different size, or do I put them on branches? I think it would be nice to have them on branches, so I think I'm going to create like a tree and then put them on the branches. I know this is probably a little bit different to what you were thinking that you were going to do, but you can do whatever you want to do with your hour here this morning. But I'm going to get a tree. I'm going to go straight in with watercolors, and just, the birds are going to have to be quite small, because if I want 19 on here, they're going to have to be quite small. the main. Main trunk. Quite irregular. Jen says, cleaning off my desk, hoping to paint. And Leslie says she's gardening. Yay, it's a beautiful day. I need to get some flowers for my garden. I've held off because I usually do hold off a little bit because I know that May can be so so varied in temperature that I don't want them to freeze, but I think we're okay now. I think we have got a lot of nice weather coming, so I don't think there's chance of any more frost or anything like that. And she's already at work, so I haven't even spoken to her because she doesn't pick up her phone while she's working, my daughter. It's very hot this week. I think it was 30 degrees it registered in my car yesterday while I was driving. It's very, very warm. We have extremes up here in Canada. We go from -30 to +30. Obviously the -30 is only in the winter, but it really is. It does get very warm. Okay, 19 birds. If I make little dots where they're going to be, I feel like I need more branches off here. Some fillers. I need some fillers. Maybe some of these branches won't actually have birds on, but I do need to at least make it look like I could have one coming down like this as well, and then one going up. And I think I have to get some tape and tape this onto the table so it doesn't buckle. It is pushing up a little bit. Is anybody painting with me today? I know Jen said she's about to. Meryl, are you painting? Did everybody love the beavers yesterday? They were fun to do. I really have, we're going down to see my daughter today, so I do have time in the car later because I've got a class this morning, the virtual art retreat. Can I just show you how I'm really happy with this painting? And I know that everybody else who did the class was happy with their pieces as well. It's big. It's like, what is it? 12 by... It's 12, it's basically 12 by 12, like it's a square, a little bit longer actually, 12 by like 13 maybe. But we are on the west coast of the States. I've included a portion of America in this. Did I go the right way? I don't think oh yes I did. We're in America this time around with the virtual art retreat. Thank you, Nick. Which we haven't been to America, so it's nice to be there. And hello, Nick. Oh, Nick is knitting tonight, but painting. I'm knitting tonight, but painting, maybe there was more to it. And Claire is painting from the Padlet. Yeah, I could take, so we do have some images from the Padlet. We've got a really lovely, maybe I'll take this one. This one is super cute. This one was added by Alexandra. Ah, it's a Nashville warbler, and it was in Chicago that this happened. I'm going to show you the picture. Look how cute, so adorable. Okay, I'm going to get him on here. So I have to now I'm just quickly going to roughly sketch, probably with a very light Neocolor because they're water soluble, and just put all the birds on here. So let's put I'll put one here, down here. I'm just looking at the shape. I love little round birds, so I'm gonna pretty much put all of them as little round birds. One, I'll put one here, 2, 3. These are very round. 4, 5, 6, 7. I need 19 birds. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I need one. I'm going to put one here. Can be up. 13, 14, 15, 16, one up here. They're just little. 17. I feel like I need to put one here as well. 18, and then one more. I'll put it one here. 19. All right, they are quite little. I could make them slightly bigger once I fill them in. Okay, so I'm going to fill them in, and then I can put some details on and add and just work around that. So taking this little guy as inspiration and really looking at, you know, placement of the wing and the tail, etc., etc. Alexandra said it stayed there for a while on the windowsill after the shock of flying into the bay window. Oh no. Oh. Do you have to put like tape up and everything on your windows? Okay. My daughter loves blues, so I'm thinking I should probably put a lot of blues on here, make it into like more of a blue, inspired illustration. So I'm going to start from up here. So this is where I change the shape a little bit of my birds. I could maybe take Posca pen afterwards if I wanted to, or maybe just some gouache to go over certain areas. one. This little guy is very plump. So they could be silhouettes as well, and maybe I'll do one more detailed bird inside. These are the All Poems About You paints from Rita, and I love them. They remind me a little bit more of gouache because they are quite opaque. So greens and blues. I think I'm going to do all of these birds in greens and blues. I can make some of them a little bit bigger than I have actually sketched. It really was just for placement. I hope you guys are okay with me doing this because I don't know when else I'm going to be able to make her a card. I should have made a card yesterday, but I fell asleep in the sofa. You know how you do sometimes. And I woke up at like 1:30 in the morning. When I should have done the Padlet to make sure that you guys could have all added to it. But I haven't done that, and I will try and do that. I will try and do that in between my class, and then I have another class this afternoon. It's a private class for a girl who really loves drawing and painting, so her mum has asked if I would do classes with her. Okay, I need some lighter blues. I know that I have this blue in here. Also need some more greens. Very different, the Winsor & Newton, to the core paints and to the Poems About You paints. What's this one? This one is all more of a turquoise. Oops, lots of water. Add a little bit of this turquoise blue to the green that I have here, and then water it down a little bit and see what that gives me. like this color. I'm going to do a couple of birds in this color. Hi Amy, how are you? I'm painting a birthday card for my daughter. She turns 19 today, so I'm creating a tree with 19 birds in it. They're going to have to be leaves as well because I've got to fill in behind here. So I'm just doing silhouettes right now, and I probably will do some details over the top. They're quite small, these birds. Okay, let's get some other color in here. And because she likes blue, I'm doing them all in blues and greens. She likes green as well. Funny little legs I'm putting on these. Let's put this one looking up a little bit. Oh, thank you, Amy. Alright, need a little bit more ultramarine. Let's make this slightly darker. Alexandra, I know that you've been painting birds. Are there any type of birds that you love painting more than others? I know that some people really love like painting things like hawks and vultures and crows, and I really like the little birds. The little round ones, just like this one that you took a picture of. And does anybody have a favorite bird? Are there any bird watchers out here? Okay, I want some more, like some green. I'm going to take a different green this time. For my Winsor Newton, I think it's I don't think it's the phthalo. And this green as well. I'm going to check to make sure that I have 19 here, and then I can start decorating it all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Alright, I am going to, while those birds dry, I'm going to mix up like a purpley grey tone with these. pot of brown and put some shadows on the tree. And shadows underneath the birds. Just give them a little bit more importance. Or even grounding. Alexander says, I love the little plump birds, but I also kind of like painting the raptors, especially their faces and eyes. That's true. They have more expression. Alexander says, I don't enjoy painting sandpipers as much. Oh, you don't? I kind of like sandpipers. Sandpipers, they're all kind of like, they have that little hoppy action, don't they, on the ground. So there's sandpipers. Oh, where were you coming back from that you were jet lagged? Did you go over to the States? Get some more of this color. It's pretty much just purple and yellow, and it makes a really nice brown. Oh, this one's a little bit more, it's a little bit brighter. It's okay, I'll add a tiny little bit of it into all the shadows that I've just put. Oh, back stateside, okay. Does anybody else have a preference of birds that they like painting? Okay, so I think the trick with the shadow is, well, you have to first find out where your source of light is. So even if my source of light is coming from above, I have to figure out where it's hitting on the branches. So even though it's basically coming from above, so it's hitting the top of the branches. So with this one, it's a little bit tricky because I think the light is maybe coming a little bit more from the right hand side, and that's why it hits this side and not the other side. So it can be a little bit confusing sometimes when you're doing shadows. Amy says she likes painting songbirds. which basically are the little ones, right? Claire says doves for me. Ah, interesting. And Jennifer says, I have a little black tin. I'm going to paint a bird on it. Lovely. Okay, so almost done with the shadows, and then I can get a little bit of texture. I think I probably like a little bit more blue in this. Make it a tiny little bit more grey looking. Just gonna get some texture on the trunk, and then I can put some leaves on. I don't think the leaves necessarily have to be all green, but I think I may like use yellows and greens and fill them up. We have 20 minutes left, so I have to take note. Oh, this one, I didn't have shadow underneath this one, this guy. Yeah, I have to be aware of the time because I do want to finish this. Once you start on putting texture on, you have to finish the whole tree. You can't just do a little bit. You want consistency in your design that you're doing. This bird is still very wet, so that's why I haven't come back into the birds yet. Mix up a little bit more of this colour. I'm just using my palette right now that I've got lots of colours in. So I haven't really put branches on, like I've put the main branches, but I haven't put the outer branches. So I should probably put a few of those. They're the ones that kind of fill the space in between your main branches. But I wanted to get the birds on first. C says, I can't pick a favorite bird. I love them all. It is really lovely walking early in the morning. I haven't really done that recently. I usually just come straight down into my studio, but for the longest time before Piper arrived, I would go for a really early morning walk, like at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock. And when the birds all started chirping, it was so nice. I got my first mosquito bite yesterday. Just thought I would tell you all, because I am a magnet for mosquitoes, and they were out. And they were out not at sunset, they were out at 6 p.m., which is really annoying, because I'm like, that's not fair. Like, you're supposed to not come out until the sun starts going down. But they were out. I guess it is that season where there's like black flies, and we have black flies up here in Canada. Do you guys have black flies where you guys are? They're the ones that basically give a massive bite out of your skin. Like I mean, they're tiny, but they bite. It's looking like a winter tree, but I don't really want it to look like a winter tree. So I'm going to have to put some freshness into this. Put some branches up this side. It's a lot of branches. Amy says the king's coronation anointing screen was birds and leaves representing countries of the realm. Blues, greens, golden birds. Oh yes, I do remember seeing that. Thank you. You sent that to me. It looked amazing. Amy, are you in England? I can't remember if you're in England or not. Okay, we'll put a couple more here. Some low branches coming out from down here just to fill that space up a little bit. Alright, I'm going to get my gouache out because I want to add a little bit of, oh, I should probably put some branches, more branches up here. It looks a little bit sad. Oh, and is it coming up with different colors? Sorry. Sorry, illustration. And these can't just stop there either. Okay. Yeah, so I'm going to get some gouache out. I want to put wings on all of these birds. My messy palette. Let's mix up with the white here. What is the time? We have 15 minutes, so I want to get there. I'm not sure if this will show up on all of them. Just a little bit lighter than, and some of them are going to be the same color, but that's okay. This way, if I want to add any details, I can. Yeah, these aren't really showing up down here. May have to go darker with those ones. Gouache you have to go over a couple of times, so I may have to just do another coat or 3 coats of the wings. This one was funny, the first bird. I think I can make that look like the other wing on the other side. And that wing was too close to the head, and this one too. This one needs to be a little bit darker. Let's move on to a darker blue for this one. There we go. I think I can use this also for this one. And this one. And this one. And this one. Jennifer says, the tin is so small I need better thin brushes. I started with small studies. Yeah, it's when you're working smaller, you really do need those really nice little brushes. Mine are not that great either for something like this, but okay, I'm gonna get some leaves on. I'm gonna try not to put them all the same shape. I should probably get a different brush for different areas. Put some behind these birds as well. How long do we have? We have 10 minutes left. Okay. These are just all the fresh spring leaves that I want to get on. It's slowly filling up. I want a different shade of green as well. Some of these birds look like they've got little eyes already. I know that I would like to get eyes on, or maybe just leave them like this. Maybe they don't need eyes. Maybe I don't need to do too much detail to them. Let's get a few more just little dots. Or little leaves. Thank you, Deborah. How are you, Deborah, this morning? Okay, I do need a few more leaves and different greens. So I'm going to mix a different green. This one's definitely way too bright, so I'm going to mix it in with this blue on this side. And try and put the leaves in different directions as well. And then you can start going over some of the branches as well, so that it looks a little bit more natural. So you can see the branches through, but oh, that went over the bird. Just move that slightly off. Six minutes to go. Deborah says, all is good in New York. Everything is very green here now. Now the pollen needs to go away. Yeah, it's full of pollen. I think you're very similar to us right now. Like, we've got everything. Like, it's flowering. All the trees. You should see how many helicopters just shed from our tree, from our maple. It was just crazy. All these little mini helicopters, all the seeds. And I didn't realize until I listened to The Hidden Life of Trees that we believe, or we have this theory that when there's a bounty of fruit on a tree or a bounty of blossoms, it's that we think that the winter is going to be a hard one, but it's the opposite. It's when we've had a previous year that's been really harsh, and the tree is trying to save its own species by putting down a lot of seeds so that it continues its family growth within our ecosystem, so it doesn't disappear and become extinct, which is really interesting because I thought it was always the other way around, but it's not. Alright, I'm just going to mix up a dark blue and just get, I'm just going to put a lot more details on these birds. I had a vision, but I think I need a massive canvas for that vision, because 19 birds on a piece of like 9 by 12 piece of paper is not going to give me that execution of the vision that I had. I also I think, overestimate how much I can get done in one sitting. But Jennifer says we have saffron trees that are dying out all around us. Oh no, they're dropping a lot of little seedlings. Well, there you go, because they don't want to die out, so they're trying to save themselves. There are some little areas. What have I got? 3 minutes left. Just want to make some of these. Birds a little bit more. Give them a little bit more life to them. I mean, they are pretty stylized. I don't think it really matters about the extra. Give him an eye. I'm not so good with tiny details with paint. Maybe it's something that I should learn, or maybe not. Maybe I shouldn't worry about that. This eye needs to be moved. Change this little bird slightly. All right, the tree of life look. Yeah, it does kind of look like that. Thank you, Alexandra. Thank you for joining me today, everybody. I am happy that I got a birthday card made for our daughter. I hope she likes it. I will sign it and then probably write a big insert in it, just so that she has something to read. Let's put, and it is May 31st. Have a good day, everyone. I will see some of you at 10 a.m. We are back to California, and we are on the West Coast and looking at dinos and people, and I'm excited about today. It's gonna be a lot of lovely color, and yeah, it'll be a good class. And I will see you guys tomorrow for the first day of June. And I will post, I promise, post on my Instagram the calendar. If you are Patreon, you have that calendar entry. And I will also make a post there too, so that you don't miss out on the new Padlet that will be posted, and you can add images to that. Thank you, Claire. Thank you, C. And thank you, Janice. And thank you all for joining me this morning. Bye, everybody. Bye.